me know if you can hear me if someone comes in. Just going to get my coffee. 1 second. Nobody in yet. Give it a few minutes. Oh, a thumb up. Can you hear me okay, whoever's out there? Hiya, Carl. Thanks for dropping in, my friend. You hear me okay, yeah? Ralph Pollard, thank you for coming, my friend. Thank you. Nice one. Cheers, Clive. Carl, thank you very much. Down the bottom end. I'm down the bottom end of the... I've put the heater on. I've planned to go live today, but very, very, very early morning, and daughter-in-law turned up with granddaughter. One of the other children was really sick. We had to have the Adrian. Hello, my friend. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Ralph. And so I was up early looking after my granddaughter for quite a while, and she's not long gone home. Well, the child's okay now. Everything was fine eventually. So, but I've got the heater on. Smallwood, thank you for coming. Hello, Jerry. Nice one. Paul, thanks for coming. Oh, this is good. This is good. People are turning up. It must be a reasonable time then. What we're going to say, yeah. So the heater's on down there where the computer is, and it's really, really, really loud. Gronkston, afternoon, my friend. Ah, cheers, Jerry. I'm on the phone, so it's vertical, isn't it, rather than horizontal. So I'm just down the bottom end. Still, I'll show you where the rocks are and stuff. I've only done that bit, but the next rocks are going to be these and these ones here. These rocks at the side here are going to be a stone wall or a brick wall, probably stone, I think so. Jeff, hello, thank you for coming. So we could have a tinker around and look around the layout, if you like, chaps, and see exactly what we're up to. This is the new tripod I got. Oh, let's move that. I got this one yesterday. I'm not using it at the moment because I wanted to show it to you. It's a nice one. It's all metal, carbide metal, and some Kevlar and stuff, and it's very, very nice. There's no aluminium and plastic on it like there were on the last one, and it's a really smooth movement, so we're going to get panorama views and everything with much better accuracy. And I've set another studio light up as well. Not done a lot up here. I'll move that now. Where we are now is where the station area is going to be, and behind you this is where all the buildings are going, and we'll just have a look down that way. Obviously roads and colour and everything's got to go on here. I just set these buildings out as a sort of an example of where it might go. Timber Sheriff, hello my friend, thank you all for coming. So all this I've got to do the roads for and stuff, and I've got a sheet of it. It's like very light sandy coloured, really thin paper, and I'm going to use that
Motion
for some
detected
of the roads.
in the front yard.
Oh, bloody camera. I'm going to use some of that on the roads and colour it in, and the roads are going to be near the frontier and down this area. I'll be using the asphalt for that. This AK
Motion detected in the front yard.
up form, the AK asphalt for that, and what did I say? Yeah, I'll mix that down with plaster, and that'll do the roads here, and I can include various things into that as well. So this is the industrial area. It isn't set out either. They've got this this siding coming along. Got a big gap behind there, you see. So I might move that building back and think of something else. I did put this siding further back, but then there are a lot of dead room in between the tracks, and I'm sure I can get taller buildings behind there and make it look a bit better. So we've got that was an Atlas kit, and I've got another identical to it thanks to Clive at Newlyn pointing it out for me. Walthish kits these. This is Walthish Water Street. That's a scratch built background building I did, that one. Oops, sorry, that one there. And that's a kit from Scale Model Scenery. Another Walthish Cannery building here. And that's the Green Valley Foods Cannery or something like that. I built that's one of the first ones I built. Again, another Walthish, and that's it was a dairy, but it's a tobacco warehouse now, and that is a DPM kit where you get just the you know, you get the panels, don't you, and you put them together how you want. And we come round here, you can see out the back. That's around the back of the other shed, around the back of the tool shed and stuff, where the ladders are. Hello Joe Rady, hello JD, thank you all ever so much for coming. I didn't really think there'd be anybody about. So I've got this area next to do, and we're going to put roads there, some half relief and low relief buildings along the back. I may even put a slope on it, I don't know. I'm going to put roads along so that it's looking useful. I've got a few buildings, but clearly I'm going to have to get more and more buildings because I've got lots of area to cover with them. I'm just trying to get that so there's out at line. That's better, isn't it? So I'm not jigging about. Wow, 24 people in and 6 likes. Thank you guys. A few more likes will go down really well. But thank you anyway. Thank you all ever so much. We'll go around that side and we'll get to the traction maintenance depot. I'm sorry if we get a bit unsteady and it's like get a bit seasick. So this is the maintenance depot. The interior of that is still in the other shed, and I've got to bring that in next. And there's a freight side in there for the container freight and a container truck. Oh, just there. They're knocking those apart. And then if I spin it around, we've got the tall buildings, I don't know how you can see in the distance there. And I've got a lot of LED signs, a big hotel sign for one of them. But I do have a hotel kit, the Ashmore Hotel, to build as well, so it could go on that. Got a few other things. And those are going to go on the raised area, which is here at the moment. It's just plywood. The track goes under and it's plywood with some blocks at the moment. I'm going to sort out some stone archway, but having to be a road behind that. And this is where the tall buildings will go. Those are my low reliefs and half reliefs and stuff to go on. So that's pretty much where we're at with the layout. Let's see, Andy at Charleston Eastgate, thank you for coming. Thank you everyone. Meriden Shelter Mode, let's see. Right, now you're not seeing me, you're seeing what we're the layout, what we're looking at. I'm not sure where the setting is for that. Steve Miller's Green, thank you. So where you see the tallest buildings at the back there, that's going to be my next job to detail up and weathering and what have you. And I'm going to put a new playlist together. And it's going to be called Diggers Detailing, and I'm just going to show you the detailing process of, and it can be from anything, from doing these rocks to doing a patch of ground, doing a road, a building, a river, whatever. I'm just going to the blue thin stuff, it came from Amazon, believe it or not. What were it called? Modelling foam, I think, or sound foam. I can't remember now. Sound foam or modelling foam. It's very, very. It behaves like polystyrene. You cut it with the hot wire cutter. Certain glues will melt it, like Yoo-hoo glue. Doesn't do well with that. I've been using, you know, the glue that comes out in the caulking gun, a tube of that type of adhesive for this stuff, and that seems to stick it down better. But it's not so much. It's 5 or 10 quid for a big packet of it. Oh, Mystic, ahoy hoy! What's AI? I'm missing that. Yeah, it's AI Mystic. We're not live. Hello, Matrix. Catching up with everyone. So it looks like this were a decent time to come live, doesn't it? This is where I've started to carve out for the river. Now the bottom of that is going to be using that sheet, the Maura. Hello Maura, thank you for coming, good to see you. You know, the plaster cloth stuff. This area up here, there's just 3 big sidings, no buildings as yet, and I'm going to put the scrapyard on here, I think. I did toy with the idea of putting the tall buildings in the middle so they can be seen from both sides, you know, on this peninsula. But then I thought, no, I'll think about it and see. So sometimes I might just radically change my ideas really, really quickly and just try something out, see if it works or not. But at the moment, I'm happy enough with where I'm going with things. I'll show you what I've got in this. Oops. Tons and tons of stuff everywhere. I got a massive box here in the sale for 25 or 30 quid, and it's all scatters and samples of scatters and static grasses, all kinds of things. More than I'll ever use. So if you're short of some static grass and you want one of these sample packs, let me know. I've got more stuff in this trolley here. It's where I'm keeping all my detailing gear and that, because I can wheel it around to each place. These are some trees. Some of these are the cheap generic Chinese ones from eBay. Some are from Temu, some are from AliExpress. And they'll do it as background trees if I enhance them a bit. You know, some are better than others. There's some in there that are a bit better, but there's still that seafoam stuff. I've got a ton of the plaster cloth, that's the narrow stuff. And I've got a big old roll, that's grass applicator. The one I had that I've made myself was a two-handed affair, because I had to tap it with one hand while I held it with the other, you know, to get the foam out. And I got this one, a big roller plaster cloth, cover a big area with that pretty quickly. And then I've got lots of scatters, That's a giant bag of the ballast. And I've got loads and loads of these as well. You know, the stick-on grass tusk, but I've got the machine to make them as well now. Different scotches here, more static grass and tree material. Absolutely loads of stuff. Some of that magic water, that Aqua Magic. Just tip it on and forget it. Jerry used that on his lagoon type pond in between the rails, and I used it on a little project before. So there's vines, those are yellow, so I might have to colour those differently before I use them or after I put them on. Climbing vines and stuff. This is one of those, what are they called now? You get them on eBay, Outland models. And it says HO, it's okay, we've got to put doors, glass, windows. I've just clumped it together. And they're alright, they're not bad for the money, and they'll do in the background. They'll do in the background building. That's a heater there. It's making all the noise. The big 5-gallon diesel can. And the stuff I've got here, I'm going to bring this back round. This is that textured paper stuff. It's really thin paper on a roll. And this one's called Desert Sand by Woodland Scenics. And I was thinking I could use this with the appropriate colours as tarmac roads in various places. And it's very fine grain, and it looks okay. And I was up at Howard's in Colne yesterday. And that was there, so I thought I'd try get some of that, and I got some more of these stone sheets, these plastic. I don't know if you can see the oh yeah. Jobberton, how are you doing, my friend Tony? Thank you for coming. And I've got half a dozen of these now. So obviously they need a backwash cut paint, and then they need picking out, colouring, detailing, and that'll go onto a digger's detailing playlist. I'm going to do along the back there and around that lift up section, that raised section and bridge there. And I've got bricks as well, because brick will be doing this edge here. That's all going to be brick rather than stone. And I'll cover this so it's all uniform. It's going to be stuck down. Once I've got everything in place, I'll stick it down, or I'll stick it all together as one piece, just so I can come in and out and use it. And I've got the buck resistors in underneath, what Timbersafe kindly explained how to do to me. I've got the 12 volt plug under there, and that runs here, and that's bus wire going all the way around, and I've got buck resistors to drop it down to 3 volts for the LEDs in various places, so I can run the wire in quite well. And it's got it's all notched out underneath. I don't know, last time I showed you, it's all notched out like that, so there's and these will just fasten up there once we're done. And you see a G.I. Joe there, an action man in the UK, G.I. Joe. I had this fella when I was a kid. He's got the eagle eye as this one. I don't know if we can. Can't see him moving. Difficult with one hand. Oh no. I've had this one, 50 years, but my brother saved them all, and he saved mine, the one that I had, and brought it back to me with a little gyrocopter on his back and his dog. And I remember buying that dog in Burnley for 2 shillings. That's how old I was. It was just pre-decimal when I bought that dog. But I don't remember much about pre-decimal, but I do remember that, the cost of that. And there's my my Rolls Royce on display, and a Camargue underneath. I've tons of sorting out to do, you know, and this is all die cast in boxes. The junk area, this is all stuff I've brought from the other layout, and it's followed us around to this layout, and needs to be sorted out for coming on the layout. And there's a few buildings and bits still in there to come out yet. Lower relief buildings over there. I've only got a few buildings out. What I needed to, you know what says? It is Tony, yeah, it was a long time ago. Long time ago. But yeah, I just got some buildings out to assess where I'm going to put them and stuff like that. Midland Rail Enthusiast, hello my friend.
Motion detected in the front
Oh,
yard.
sorry about that. That's nice. Doorstep thing. And this is the carriage that Charlie from Partick Hill sent me. I'm doing an overhead line eventually. It's going to be above the road and everywhere. It'll come on these raised areas. And Charlie sent me that. That would look good on there if I've got the right stuff to go with it. You know, but yeah, nice gift. Nice of him to send it. So I've got absolutely everything still to do yet, folks. Tons of stuff. And I've got the APT there. This was the absolute bargain of the century. When the new train shop opened in town, I was one of the first in there. And Les Brown, who owned it, he had this in a box, and the pantograph was out, but it was in bits, and he didn't know if it worked. And he said, "Oh, he's Hugh in as well. Hello, Hugh." He said, "You can have it for 40 quid, digger. I don't even know if it works." So obviously, I couldn't. I took his hand off for 40 quid, and it works perfectly. Lovely. All it needed was pantograph putting back together, motor, a bit of a clean up, and some weight putting in there. It was wheel spinning because it was so light, so I put a chunk of iron in there, and it works really nicely now. I've still got these, I haven't weathered them. Maybe in my next live, I'll probably go live again at this time next week, and maybe in my next live I'll do some detailing work, but I can't. It's really too noisy. Hot Dog Andy, hello my friend, thank you for coming. This is where the heater is, and my workbench over here. It's just too noisy. Yeah, it were wheel spinning, Timber Chef. It was just wheel spinning on the spot, and I had a flat piece of steel bar, and I just
Motion detected in the front yard.
Dropped that in there, and it seemed to do the trick. So I was going to go live here with that camera there and what have you, but I thought it's too noisy, far too noisy with the heater. So what I'll probably do for next week is I'll fire the heater up a good hour or two before I come in. I'll get the room really toasty, drop the heater down. Thank you, JD. Thanks, John Billy. Thank you. And what I'll do then is I'll have the heater off so we can work in this area, and I might do some weathering, and the live will be one of Digger's detailing lives. I've still got all these to build and finish yet. I did a little video doing some of these and painting them up with the base coat when they need finishing. I got some pictures to work from. I'll have to come back round, trying to keep everyone steady. I've still got the plywood there that I need to move. Got some pictures to work from. This is some of those pilings at a dockside, and they look pretty grotty rusty and a bit of slime and grime and seaweedy stuff. And so I thought I could use that just to as a guide, you know, to make it, see what they're like. And I grabbed one of the hopper cars from Freightliner, and that's just going to be a guide for the weathering. See, it's only a light bit of weathering is that, so I'm not going to go in too hard on those ones. And then I've just got some of the pictures for the overhead lines. You see the nice all the ironwork going above the road, and nice patina of rust and peeling paint and stuff. Bit of vandalism, a bit of graffiti, but right up my alley that. Even the buildings in the background, fantastic. I'd love it to look like that. And I got one just because I liked it. That looks good, doesn't it? But unfortunately that's not my layout. Thank you, yeah. But I'd love the layout to be something along those lines, you know, when you look down towards the tall buildings. That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? And so I just printed them because they were nice and I liked them. And it gives you something, a perspective of what you could achieve, possibly, if you were really good. You know, and it gives you some ideas for the detailing work. And that was about it. That was just the last one. Not many details you can see underneath on that one, but see the building details and stuff. So I've got those to kind of work from, you know, with the rusting and detailing and stuff. But I'm going to have to put, like, I've raised a piece at the back here for some ultra low relief buildings right along. There's space behind you for another tall building, taller than this one. It is better than me freezing my nuts off. As someone said, that it's too noisy. Still can't see. Oh, heater's taking over, yeah. Well, I was late because of the emergency situation with the grandchildren this morning, and Gracie had to go to she collapsed at home. She collapsed and was very pale, fatigued, weak and floppy and unresponsive. And they're doing some more tests, but she's home again now. Lack of sugar in the blood, lack of something else. There's got to be some reason for it, so they're looking into that. So yeah, I've been looking after Harley all morning. I got up, I was waking up rather early for it. But yeah, so I'm looking at raising this, and then I'm going to put some more low relief, but even picture buildings behind those, raise them up a bit so that it looks like we've got a view going off into the distance, you know. And I'm gonna do the same on that back wall as well. Can't quite do that on the window side, but I could put boards in the windows halfway up or something like that, and use that kind of space. So for the background as well, just make it look like a perspective and a view into the distance. It's Ralph, I'm going to sort that out. I don't know if I turn my speaker down, it might eliminate us from getting the visual, the verbal. I don't know if that's going to affect anything here. Shouldn't do. It's my son's out there. My son's in the house at the front. My oldest boy Steve, so it'll not be intruders. It's just thanks Tony. Yeah, it's a great space. I'm very lucky. I'm very happy to have it. A small double or than a big. Yeah. Well said, Gavin. There is. I do Engage, there is getting more popular stuff, you know, they're getting a bigger range, but I think the market caters to double O and HO more than anything else, doesn't it? Seems to be the most common one. Yeah, take care at work, Mystic. Don't work too hard, me old fruit. But so yeah, I'm going to raise that up. I'm going to do some more printing. I've raised it higher there, you know, into 2 plat. Got to have a look at it and see what I can do. I want it to have a visual interest towards the back as well. It really does. But yeah, so what I was saying with the noisy heater thing, if I'm going to do this again, which I see no reason why not to, what I will do, I'll switch this back. What I'll do, look at that bloody lamp in my face. See, this badly organised of me, isn't it? Still light shooting across. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. What I'm going to do is I'll heat up the room first, way before it's time to come in. I'll make it really toasty and I'll actually switch the heater off so that we don't have that, and I can work on the bench quite happily without anything going on. Hi, Dwight. I'll just see if I've missed. I don't know. I think Jerry's. Yes, it's one of yours. Is that timber, the HVAC and the chimney and stuff on those buildings? Yeah, brilliant. I'll go back to that because it's a good one. I love that. It's let's spin it back round. This is one of TimberSurf's prints, and it's like a steel coiled extraction chimney, where they could have been, it could be from a burner, an extractor, but usually something hot, a steamy or whatever. And it's got all the detail on the pipe going up, so it's made out of a coil of steel, you know, and they've riveted it, pot welded it together. It goes all the way around. Little hatch on the top to stop the rain getting in, and stalks and stuff building nests in there. And I'm the same with that. The pipe work, the inspection duct, and the actual HVAC itself, and the intake and everything, those were timber scale prints as well. And there is one on there, on that building as well, on the Williams Motors. And these are the type of details, you know. I'm not sure, perhaps TimberSurf can let us know where we get those now. Spiral wound exhaust ducting, that's the one. I'm trying to watch chat, Dwight. I said hiya, Dwight, when you said hi. They're great, aren't they, Ralph? Someone tell Digger I like the view out of his windows. Thank you, hot dog. It is rustic. It is rustic, old chap. It certainly is. That's a workshop there. Then the ladder is there because I've got a bird feeder hanging up in the tree for the little birds. Also, so you've heard me then, Dwight. I am watching you. And that's that job out there where my son's just done all the flagging out there. That costs a lot of money to have it all flagged and level, but he's done a good job. And now it's all level. Down that way there's some thingy to come. What do they call it? Decking. Ron wanted a decking area, so that's coming next. Park it back here. But yeah, it was scale 3D. I got these, but I don't think they're running anymore. But as far as I know, if you go to TimberScale's channel and contact him, he might have a correct me if I'm wrong here, TimberSurf. If there's a email, you can email him to talk about 3D printed stuff that he does. I'm fairly sure that's how you obtain the stuff now. And but there's also, it says He does a drain pipe kit, like you see there, and soil pipes and what have you. And that somebody else were doing them, and they were all separate little bits. Pete's Trains, hello Pete. Thank you for coming, everyone. And you get all the separate parts and the brackets and what have you, but TimberSurf, he prints so that the joints and the brackets to fasten them to the wall are already on there, so you're not fiddling. And the other place doesn't do the pipe work either. You've got to buy the pipes to put everything on. Both good, but the ones that I got from TimberSurf were very, very much easier because everything was already fitted together. The pipe was there and everything. Yeah, commissioned as well. So if you need something printing, he'll be able to do. You can see, like I say, you see the example of what he's done. That, I love it. You know, that can be on a restaurant building coming out the kitchen at the back. It can be on a hotel coming out the kitchens, textile mill where they're doing steaming the cloth and stuff like that. There's myriad of uses for it. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. I think that's the most modern building I got, which before I got the tall buildings, and that was that's a Barkman ready built construction modern factory unit, and that was only 10 quid because, and it was in the box and everything, because it was pre-owned. Hiya Lady Sky, thank you for coming. Mac, hello my friend. And I got that really cheap just for the fact that it was pre-owned. Nothing wrong with it at all, really good. But I think the worst one, thank you Pete, the worst one was this. What a building this was. I got this from a train show in Colne, Pendle Forest Rail Club show. It was painted white gloss, believe it or not. It needs, it's had some knocking about and I need to reassert it. The door were missing here, so I put a brick wall in. I redid some of the windows, made a few add-ons and what have you, painted it all back brick red, concrete colour along the bottom and weathered it up. And I think I paid 8 quid because it was in such bad shape. Thank you Lady Sky. So I actually paid very little for it, but it was horrendously white gloss. And I don't know who makes it. I don't know, perhaps somebody knows whose kit it is. I have seen them on other layouts, this same shape, like a bit of a triangular shape to it, but it's not the Flatiron building. I would love a replica of the Flatiron building, I really would, to go somewhere on here. That'd be a really nice Madison Square type of deal, stuff like that. But yeah, so I've got all the flat buildings to go along the back, and when I've got a row of buildings along the back, we'll put a road in. I'm going to put some buildings at the front, some will be sideways on and some will be along. While I was at Howard's yesterday, I picked that up. He only wanted 4 quid. It was in the case, it wasn't screwed in, and there was no paperwork on the box. You know, it usually comes with a cardboard wrapper. But again, nothing wrong with it. I don't know where it got it. It was in good nick. And for 4 quid, I thought I'll have it. I know I've got tons and tons of die cast, but I've got more room to display the die cast and put all the cars on. And so what I'm thinking is, once I've got all the infrastructure down with the roads and streets, I shall fill the roads appropriately this time with cars and not chock-a-block everywhere. And I will put a flyover coming from this layout across the peninsula and across the other side, linking up maybe linking up with a raised area on the other side of the layout there. So I've absolutely tons of stuff to do, but I'm really enjoying it. And like I say, this excuse me, this is the foam, you know, that Celotex foam, and I've got a couple of coats, different coats of grey and a black enamel wash. It's really, really soft. If you touch it too hard with anything, it comes through, and like that, it reveals the actual colour underneath, so you've got to go over it. You're going to be very gentle with it once it's in. But I've took some macro pictures and put them on the community page, and people seem to like them, you know. Either that or they were blowing smoke, but I thought they looked okay. So I'm going to do these next. That's going to be my next thing. And that one at the top, that was a complete thing with taking off the other layout. Church and an old mill, low relief building there, and the churchyard. And now clearly it's had a lot of knocking and bangs and scrapes. So I'm going to take all this stuff off, all these grasses and mosses and what have you. I'm going to repaint all that. I'm going to add a lot of detail up here, overhanging roots and bits of stuff, and generally just sort of bring it into a nice state. Hiya Steve, good morning my friend. So that's my that's going to be my next plan, to do this area, this raised area, and that one. I'll probably get a video out of that, and maybe next Tuesday I will do some of the some detailing work on something or other. Probably going to be those hoppers, but I'm going to have to psych myself up for them, because I really don't want to ruin them. I spent a lot of money on them, and I've really got to know what I'm doing. But I do have some good enamel colours for that, cement enamel colours and things like that, because the limestone hoppers, and I think that's a very similar colour. After all, they use limestone in the cement. So if you're coming from a limestone hopper. Clive from Newlands in. Hiya mate. I'll do it with that stuff, and with an enamel, if I'm totally done it wrong, I can always remove it with enough thinners, kinda. So we'll do that for next week. Yeah, Clive, you'll be able to start on the inside now, won't you, doing your interior stuff and seeing what that's. I'm going to spin it back round very, very carefully. I'll show you what I've got in these drawers at the moment. This is one of my lights. Just move that out of the way. In this one I've got all my prints, transfers and stuff like that, and water slides. And in this one, I showed it the other day, I've got, let me put it down so I don't create a seasick approach. These are stencils, and I think they'd probably be okay on the side of some of the rolling stock, because they're about that size. They're about that right size, and these are very thin steel, and so I'll be able to happily use those on doing that, because I'm terrible at artistically doing people pictures or figures and stuff like that, which is why I got Banksy to do the Banksy for me. I've got plenty of other bits in there, and some bigger stencils, and these It could look like mine, Paul, but mine's a right big old mess. I got these as well quite cheap. These are actually little wooden ones, laser cut latches. They're big, so they'd be like a big advertise on the side of a building for some factory or other. And then the next drawer down, this is where I keep all the Brazilian matchsticks for whatever we might need, and all my grey board modelling card is here of various thicknesses. Some really thick, some 1mm, 2mm I think, and 3 and 4mm is in there. Some locos in here, not ideal, but I had to move them gently and quickly. So I have some locos in there, and some locos in there. And as we move across, this is the trolley. I've got me some of my camera gizmos and things in that bottom of there. And like I said, these are all the scatters and static grass, different colours. I've got that machine from WWS, where you make your own tufts of grass, you know, and so I can use some for that. But if anybody does want some static grass, especially in the UK, because it's very easy to get it to you, just let me know, because I've got a shit ton of it there, haven't I? It would 25 quid or something stupid for a giant box of it. I couldn't. I have to. I've overindulged, I suppose, haven't I? I don't know. You see it, you get it. They say there's no fool like an old fool, don't they? And I just see it and buy it. But it's not a lot of money. That's the good thing about it. It's, yeah, the building were a lot of money, and the infrastructure, all the track and that was. But this type of thing isn't. Like I said, 25 quid for that box. A lot of stuff I brought from the other layouts, so I've accumulated it over the years. I've got a little photographic box in there with reflective sides for taking really, really bright, well lit photographs. And this is my Hoover, and I've got attachments here, micro attachments, you know, for hoovering small stuff. They fit on, and you fit them onto a conventional Hoover, and you can go in between buildings and stuff. But that's a little cordless Hoover, very, very good on the layout, that. And then in here I've got more bits and bobs. I've got some locos, some track bits and bobs, all that type of stuff. And up here again, most cleaning stuff, some Scotch Brights, an overflow for my tape, because I've got tape everywhere. I've got a jeweler's saw in here for really fine work. And this slimy stuff, the slime, I've got it in packets, and it's good for getting, you know, if you've got dust and debris on the inside, on the roof of a building or somewhere a bit awkward to get with a brush, you can use that slime and dab it on and pick it out like that. Then I've got my really thin wires and stuff. Those are going to be used for, that's the jewellery saw wire. These are used for, you know, cables and all sorts on the layout. Some blacks. This one's double-sided magnet, so you can stick that to the wall and stick a piece onto the building, onto the low relief building, and the magnet will hold the building in spot where you want it. And I've got double-sided sticky tape and loads and loads of masking tape, and some more masking tape, tiny thin stuff there, just general stuff like that, you know. And so I'll put that back. I've got a couple more drawers full of track. That's some bricks plasticide bricks, and a few of just ordinary styrene sheets, the white stuff. Are you starting in an area and finishing? Well, that's a good question. Yeah, the cleaner, it's a hoover. We call him a hoover over here. We hoover up, we don't vacuum. That's a good question, Maura, because I'm going to use it on the layout, Dwight. I'm not, no, I'm going to leave it in that drawer in 20 years' time. Someone can have it when I croak it. No, it's all for, I'm intending using it, but I've got a surplus of some things like the static grass. Hiya, Wigwag. So if somebody needed static grass, I've got plenty of simple sizes of it from 10mm down. But getting back to what Maura asked, I started this little bit doing these rocks. I'm going to do that bit, and I'm going to work on this little area here, Maura, and then I'll progress from there. However, that said, things crop up and I might get something from you know, a new loco comes, so you start doing something with
Motion
that.
detected in the front yard.
Shut up, that damn phone again. Or you get what do you get? You know, you get things and distractions. So like I'm going to start doing some weathering of those new hoppers and stuff. But as for the layout, I'm hoping to work in one area, but it's not all, you know, it's like the ballasting. When you start the ballasting the track, you're going to ballast quite a lot, and it's going to start in one area and work your way all the way around the layout. So that's a job that's going to go all over the shop and take quite a lot of time. I think I'll do what I can in each area. You know, say I'll do these rocks to work out what I'm doing on the flat surfaces. I'll do that one. Then I've got to work out the background behind it, where that road leads to, either a mirror square or some buildings behind that and stuff like that. So you work on that area, but the back wall, the background wall, that might not take place until I'm working on the back there. You know, I'm doing the entire back wall scenery. So little things might get left till I'm doing them. Like the river area, the outflow and drains, that's going to be just right. That's going to be a job all on its own. I won't be working on anything else. But that, yeah. Somebody is in, but it picks the camera picks up next door's cat, and it picks up the magpies. We've got magpies and crows and jackdaws, and it picks them all up. And it's not my phone's an auxiliary. It's all controlled from my wife's phone. She's responsible for setting up the perimeter and what it can see and what it can't see. I tend to ignore it. We've got one at the farm that actually has its own whatever and sends a signal, so wherever you are you can, but it's an independent one. It's not connected to, I think it must have its own Wi-Fi or whatever, and it must have a card in there or something, and that's constantly going off at night, and you think, oh, is somebody about? And when you go on, it's a fox or a couple of dodgers walking about, and none of them bother us. But and so it's nice to see. But yeah, the camera phone at the front, the camera thing goes off, and about this time it could be my wife Ron getting back from the farm, or it could be like I say, next door's cat that comes over. He's straight out of a Carry On movie, in the Carry On Up the Khyber. So that's about everything I've covered where I'm up to. I really don't know. I can show you this one again. This is the graffiti stuff that I can't do. Absolutely can't do it. And I actually did contact the artist, and he said he'd be happy to do it for me. And I sent it off to him, and he brought it back. He sent it back completed, and he's also done a couple more for me. I've got one on a brick wall that can move, and so I've took it off where I had it, and I've got one it's on a steel side of a bridge. He's done me one for there, so that needs to go back on the bridge, and he's done me one that's on a brick wall, but the brick wall, I've removed it from the old layout and brought it with me so it can go back to that one. What messages for review? They said there were a message for review there. There's no need to review them. Messages on here, it's all fine and dandy, isn't it? Everything's very good. So that's where I'm up to. So next, but it's just like what Maura said. Hiya Mike, thank you. Yeah, 99 red balloons. It's one of Banks's really well known ones, isn't it? The balloon one. But like I say, I was fortunate enough to be able to get it done for me. Because I can't do it. Jerry thinks it's me, but it isn't. It definitely is not me. Definitely not me. But it's like there's so many things to do. You can't get up. You know, there's the roads, there's the putting these together. Do I raise it? Do I leave it? Do I raise it at the back? Then the backgrounds. So like Maura said, are you working in one area? If you get fed up, you can quickly change. But you can't get bored, but you can certainly get overwhelmed. And that happened to me. And fortunately, Spark came along and had words with me about it. So I don't know if you're watching or you watch later, but thanks for that, Sparky. You put me straight, mate. You know, Sparky's got experience of doing his big layout and what have you. So I'm going to start. That's going to be my next project, I think, is this section. It lifts up, comes out. That's all one. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll sit those back. But I don't know, you see, if we do the weathering on a live, on next week's live, I can do this on a video then. So that's what I'll probably do. Overwhelmed, Steve, yeah. It happened to me. I got so much, and I was trying to get a video each week. And Sparky reached out, he saw I was getting a bit overwhelmed, and he reached out to me and we had a good chat, and he put it all into perspective for me. And I came in refreshed, with fresh eyes, looking at it. But yeah, and Jerry's always there. He's always there with his words of wisdom. There's Jerry helping me out. So I think we've been on about an hour. I'm surprised how many people came along. That's it, Steve. No on the bench video again, Dwight. Bloody hell. I'll come to yours next, Dwight, because it's an on the bench Tuesday. You should be have something, but you did have something else instead, didn't you? Did you have something yesterday? The day before? I think, yeah, everybody does want a nice. Not everybody wants a good layout, but I did. I started off tiny and then took over the entire workshop, and this was going to be the new workshop, and it was Jerry who Tempest Fuji, that's the one. Hot dog Andy, yeah, it does fly. But this was going to be the workshop, and Jerry said, look, your fat arse is retired now, digger, and your old shed can go back to being the workshop, and the new one can be purpose built for the layout. And that was some very wise words. And my joiner friend came and he measured me up, and he measured me reach, my height and everything, and built all the bench work according to my height and my reach. So it's my rib cage is the height of this, all the way along, just below my rib cage, so I'm not bending and stooping like I was with the other one. And the reach, I'm comfortably reaching the back, and I'm not catching anything. The badly planned was the first one, because I threw it together as I went along, and so if I needed something on the rails right at the back, I was damaging buildings reaching over. Thanks to I'm planning to do this, now it's gone so well, I'm planning to do this Tuesday, probably going to do some detailing work and weather it on these babies next Tuesday. Well, we'll do one of them and see what it looks like, and have a catch up of where I'm up to. That's true, JD, there's a lot to maintain, which is why I didn't want to go DCC. Yes, I have printed some roof details. I haven't shown you. I've got I think, one sec, chat. I'll show you this before I write this for you. I've got here sorry, this is like a hold all, and it's got loads of compartments in it with 3D prints. What I've done, that's a lot of 3D printed dogs for the layout, pallets and stuff. And this is the roof detailed one. I'll show you this a bit closer up. Put that down. Yeah, I print stuff and then just stack it and store it, you know. These are I sent some of these over to Jerry, like little roof vents, different ones. Where's this one gone? Should focus, come on, focus. Different types of vents, and you know, little breather pipes and tiny little things like that come out the wall. Is it now? These are very tiny. Believe it or not, I've done a lot of 00 scale pigeons. This box, it was given to me, but I think it'll be an internet thing, won't it? Well, over here, a company called Lakeland Plastics, and that's where this has come from. I'm right, not very far from Kendal in the Lake District, where Lakeland Plastics is, and somebody got it from there and gave it to me. But I'm sure they're going to be available somewhere on the internet. But yeah, there's a lot of 3D prints. I've done pigeons, cats, dogs. I mean, we can go through those next week if you like. Have a look at those as well. What I've been printing and what I plan to print. I've done a couple of buildings, but it didn't turn out right. I had a very good discussion with Kathy about it, and she kind of put me straight on that. I've been very lucky with this project because of the people I've made friends with over the years. I've had really solid advice from Jerry, from Timbersurf. Oh, it would have burnt down with this place without Timbersurf contacting me. It would have had a disaster. Then Sparky helped me out, and there's a lot of people giving me very, very good advice. Kathy, quite a few times I've been in touch with Kathy and called her on the phone and said, look, I'm doing this, can we have a video chat, because, and stuff like that. And she's pointed me in the right direction. She's always very, very busy as well. But yeah, everyone's great, but we all help each other where we can. So I'm going to leave it there. We've run over an hour and 5 minutes. Thank you all ever so much for coming. Next week I will be more organised. The noisy heater won't be as noisy. We'll do some weathering, and we'll look through the prints I've done and see what's going on. So thank you all ever so much for coming out. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate all of you very, very much. Thank you all very much, chaps. Do take care. Yeah, Dillington Custard Factory. I've got advertisements for the Dillington Custard Factory. Thank you, Jerry. Much appreciated. Thank you, everyone. Take care. And bye-bye for now, my friends. And do take care.